Okay, I got a gift box from Mike Tufts. I got this a while ago and I had set it aside and forgot where it was. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't realize that I had a new set of files and it says a lifetime warranty. Yeah, Harbor Freight tools. So yeah, this is exciting. Yep. Well, I've already heard from somebody that's already two people that already done this, turn these in for a new set after they wore out. And let's see. It says, Patrick, I'm sending you a set of boppers that are available on Danny Collins' website to try. I'm also including an experimental epoxy resin handle with screw-on caps. This is made with ancient debitage found in the Ohio River. These are not for sale yet. They are needing to be tested. Okay. So what he's talking about is this one here. This one is not for sale yet. Epoxy resin handle. These are heavy duty or heavy tips on these. And I think they can be unscrewed or replaced. This one has a little bit of play in it. Can't see. There you can. I don't know if I can unscrew it. I don't want to mess it up if you can't. Anyway, I got the heavy bopper, 14.2 ounce. It's very front heavy, which makes it a little bit easier to knock off big flakes. 9.85 ounces. So I think these are available for sale. I'm going to test them out in this video and the upcoming videos as well. 6.5 ounces. Replacement tip for one of them. I'm glad he wrote the ounces on the boppers because I was gonna weigh them, but it saves me the trouble of taking out my scale. It's super heavy. Yes. How does he do that? How does he seal them up like this? Okay. .10 ounces. .9 ounces. Very nice. Okay, so I'll be using these. I gotta put these. These boppers are available on Danny Collins' site, on his website. Okay, so let me put these away somewhere back here. All right. So where was all this stuff? It was under a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I tend to stack things up. Okay, so this is very cool. These are real Native American debitage, right? I think I read that correctly. What is the weight? Is it this size? Yeah. All right, so let me put that somewhere where it's not going to get lost. I have a stash of Mike Tufts things. Yes, yes. I'm going to start using some of these other ones. This one's got pads and stuff. Now that I can work outside a little bit, I'm going to be sanding these into shape. I need to make these more, well, this one's kind of domed already, but some of these pads, I need to make them more domed. And I'll be starting to use more of these short-handled boppers. Yeah, this new one fits right on there. Awesome. Yes, yes. So, and this one's a flat one. Yeah, pinned. Okay, so I know where this stuff is now. Yeah, it's not buried anymore. Come on. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do some root beer napping. Okay. I'm gonna start abusing them on the root beer. Yep, on the raw root beer. That's how I'm gonna test them out. Even though they're nice and spiffy, brand new. Okay, so this one here, I was thinking I could skim off this nasty stuff from the center. Let's see if it's actually possible. So I can use what's under the cortex. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. A little bit heavier. Let's try the 9.85 ounce. Yeah, okay. What was the other one? The other one was a 6.05 ounce. Okay. They're probably all going to be slightly different in weight. Yeah. I tell you, I'm going to abuse these. See how they work. Yeah, the front heaviness is really good. I can swing it. Yep. You might be asking, why don't I just use a hammerstone on this kind of stuff and then don't abuse the boppers? Well, with difficult material, you kind of need to use a good tool to get better results. If I were to use a hammerstone on this, it probably won't allow me to get this kind of accuracy or this kind of pinpoint force in certain areas. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to preserve as much of the size as possible. By not being too aggressive with it. Very nice. So yeah, it's easily gripped because of the taper. It's better than a straight grip. Oh yes. A straight grip on a bopper is a little bit more fatiguing. This is pretty good. So I've been using 9.85 ounce. It seems to work really well. Okay, so I'm reaching the end of what I can do with the bopper. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more. So yeah, I have to make sure I get all of the defective material out of here before I commit to using any more tools or time on this piece. If it looks like the defects are too deep, it won't be worth it. But I think I might be able to use it. Maybe leave a little bit of cortex on the finished item. That would look kind of cool. Maybe. Yeah, I'm liking the 9.85 ounce for this raw stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get back to this in a minute. And I'm going to try the lighter one on some Obsidian. Okay. Piece of triple flow, a little bit bubbly. All right. Shift gears a little bit. Yeah. All right. Why did I do that? Well, I didn't really want to knock that much off. Oh well. It was too thin anyway. Yeah. All right, let's see how this feels. Oh, that's not that good. Was it defective? Something happened earlier. It doesn't look like. Okay, yeah. I installed an incipient crack. I don't know. That's a weird little area. I don't know what happened. I can't tell. It does not appear to be an incipient crack. I don't know. I can't tell. Anyway, I can still make an arrowhead out of that. Let's see. Yeah, much less damage to the bopper with Obsidian. In case you're worried about spending a lot of money on tools, I don't recommend using the tools on raw stone in that case. If you're worried about wear and tear on your tools, stick with easy to nap stuff, relatively speaking. Glass, heat treat, and Obsidian. There's less wear and tear. See, that doesn't do much at all to the bopper. Okay, so, but if I start napping on the Rootbeer, that's just one strike. Of course, that's mostly cortex. But already, you see that? Just one strike. Let's see if I can narrow it down to where we can see it. All right, I'm going to hit with this part. I'm going to try to hit with this part since it's relatively clear. Let's see what I did. Did I just do that? It's hard for me to tell. Pretty sure I just did that. Yeah. So you can see already with the raw stone, it's going to deform the tool quite a bit, and you're only going to get how many flakes did I get? 2. I don't know. This might be usable as a knife. Let me save that. I got something planned for this. Let's see. Let's try hitting with that clear area there. Let's see if it'll work. Right, that's the clear area. So it kind of gives you an idea of how much wear and tear the raw stone will have on your tools. Some people say, I want to use raw stone. That's it. That's all I want to use. Well, you're going to have wear and tear on your tools. If you don't care, then you don't care. But you got to be aware. Yeah. I'm going to hit this hard enough probably to break the wood, but we'll see. And the way I nap, I abuse the tools quite a bit. I kind of push them to the limit. To get those big flakes, you've got to hit hard. Oh, yes. I can be very accurate with this. It feels good. Yep. Yeah, either one of these. Yeah, either one of these will work. 6.5, 6.05 and 9. So it's like a 6 and a 10 ounce. The 10 ounce is a little bit easier to remove the big flakes because I don't have to swing it as fast as a small one, but this one feels less fatiguing. But yeah, I do have to swing it a little bit harder. A little bit faster, I mean. All right, let's see. I'm gonna try to get some of those big skinning flakes. Come on. It's getting harder to hold on to this thin Abrader. Okay, let's see what I can do here. Yeah, like that. It does. It did it. It does do it, and it did it. I got plans for these kinds of blades. For some woodworking coming up. I like using Rootbeer for those kind of woodworking tools that I'm going to be making. I'm going to show how to make a arrow with stone tools. I need those blades, those flakes. Yes, yes. And raw Rootbeer Chert or something similar is one of my favorite tool stones for woodworking tools. Is it getting translucent? It will get more and more translucent as I get thinner. Now these little ones, the extremes, I don't use them as much. Yeah, but some guys, they like using these. I'll use them sometimes, but I tend to prefer to use the indirect percussion for this. It's a little bit more accurate. These work pretty good. The forward weight, the very heavy tips on these does help to prevent loss of energy. Let's see if I swing this fast. I'm not as accurate as I am with indirect percussion. I hit that one a little bit too high, but luckily it wasn't all that high. Yeah. I wouldn't make that kind of mistake with indirect percussion. It is a mistake because it's a little bit too high, but I can salvage it. See if I can. Yeah. Once I get used to it. This is the smallest one, 1.9 ounce. It does feel a little bit too small. Yeah. For this raw stuff. Let me see. Let's try some Obsidian. Yeah. Much better. I don't need nearly as much force. Nope. Much better. I think this is one of the Obsidian challenge pieces that I got in a box. Someone already, I forget who sent it to me, but he already had napped this before. Yikes. Yeah. Again, the accuracy is better with indirect percussion, but you can't match a bopper for speed. You know, because you don't need to position the punch, or the horizontal punch. You don't need to position it each time. Positioning the punch is a little bit slower than just taking the direct percussion tool and smacking it. It's faster using direct percussion. You don't have to position the tool. If you're doing a lot of these, that time adds up. The time savings using the boppers, it's worth it if you're doing a lot of this. Yeah, had to be careful with that one. So the little one I would use to rough out these Obsidian bifaces. And I wouldn't use this on the tough raw chert. That's my preference. Get used to the swing on here. All right, let's see. There we go. Nice. Yeah, works good on Obsidian, and there's hardly any damage. Yep. All right, so let's get back to this one and this one. Can we do another large flake? Possibly. If I sneak up on it. Almost. Yeah. That's it. I crushed it a little bit. All right, let's see if I can hit it. Without crushing it this time. No. I don't want to overstrike it. Yeah. I did crush it, but I think that had a lot to do with the previous strikes. The incipients, they sometimes will cause a strike to crush the edge because there's already cracks in the edge. Those times where I hit it and nothing happened. So yeah, kind of wonky because of the accuracy or lack thereof. In general, the direct percussion is not as accurate with me. Some of you guys are very accurate with it. But this is good. These mid-range ones are the ones I would use for this type of napping on points that are 3 or 4 inches long. And the tougher ones, this is higher grade than that, so I can use a smaller bopper on that one. It's less fatiguing on the hands and the wrists. And these are, yeah, in the 3-inch range, which is typical for atlatl dart points, 3 7/8. It's not going to be that long when I finish on this one. 3 3/4. These are good preforms or bifaces, I would say. Bifaces for atlatl dart points. I would be using these two primarily. So I'll be using these in the upcoming videos to see how they withstand the wear and tear. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens with this one. I just want to see if I can actually get something out of it before I move on to the next video. Try to, kill 2 birds with 1 stone by seeing if I can get close enough to the cortex on Danny's Rootbeer that is a little bit damaged. See if I can knock out a point from the damaged stone. And also, I tested some of Mike's boppers on it. A couple of them. It's a little bit crunchy. Could be the way I'm hitting it. There's a readjustment for every tool. There we go. Before I get the hang of the tool that I'm working with. Okay. get some of these cracks out on this side. It's really nice right under the cortex. Sweet. Yeah, the closer I get to the cortex, the more cooperative the flakes are. So that was very cooperative in removing that lump right there. Did it do it? Yes. Oh, but it dived. Dang it. Maybe that's already, maybe there was already a crack there? Or is it a dive? I can't tell. What is that? Hopefully that's not a crack that goes all the way through. All right. Okay. It did it. Do it. It's doing it. All right. All right, let's see what we can do about the cortex. Come on. It wants to be tough. Can I use the bopper to trim? That's a good question. It's a little bit more aggressive in trimming than the Abrader. But yeah, I can use the bopper to trim this stuff back. But it tends to be a little more aggressive than the bopper. I mean, than the Abrader. Yeah, and I can't knock off the sharpness as fast as I can with an Abrader. Let's see, I gotta take this edge back a little bit more. Is this stuff tougher than the English flint and the Danish flint? It's about the same, actually. So using those boppers on the Danish flint or the English flint, it's gonna cause some wear and tear on the boppers. Yeah. So this amount of cortex is acceptable on the finished point. This little spots of cortex, it's okay on a finished point, but I might be able to thin it down more than this. Not this part, but this part down here, to have a little bit of that in there is okay. So but it's up to you, right? For me, it's okay as far as personal preference. I don't mind having a little bit of that cortex on there. The file helps me get into that area right there. Take a good flake. Yes. Yeah, that's not a crack. It almost looks like a crack, but it's not. Luckily, I hit that really hard. I gotta take this edge back a little bit more, which is not bad because I still have that weirdness right there. I need to, send in more flakes to smooth that out. All right, so just the last little bit of cortex left. Looks like. Yeah. Yeah, it's very cooperative when it's nice quality stuff. Yeah. So this side it's very cooperative on this side because it's really close to the cortex. As long as it doesn't have little incipient cracks from percussion bulbs, it'll skin off the cortex relatively easily. Or it can be skinned relatively easily. So that's a permissible amount of cortex still left on there if I don't want to thin it anymore. For whatever reason, I can leave it thick. Someone also asked me to leave some of these kind of thick for the new guys. So what is the ratio? See, 42 right there, millimeters. And then I think it's like it's 9 millimeters. by 45. Let's just do 9 by 45. Or 8 by, it's pretty close to 8. Yeah. $42. It's not 45. I don't know why I said 45. 42. It's like 5 to 1. Anything thinner than this, and it's kind of dicey. Right? So the new guys, 4 to 1 and 5 to 1 are pretty good as far as getting it down to a thickness that doesn't create too much of a sweat stage. It's really stressful once you get past 5 to 1 if you're not used to it. How long does it take to get used to it? To go thinner than 5 to 1? Some people can do it in a matter of months, and some people, it takes years. Ouch. What did it do? It didn't do it. That's what it didn't do. That's what it did. It didn't do it. That's what it did. Okay, let's see if I can get something from this side. Yeah. But I'll be napping thicker ones than this later on. I just want to see what it can do, or what I can do with it. I gotta stop using this one. This is for my delicate obsidian notches. Still gotta make a good, strong spatula tool ishi stick, a big long one, so I can pop out step fractures that are major step fractures. Okay, so that's, see, I can make a point out of this. 3.5. Yep, can make a good little dart point out of this. This one, 3.25. This one, 2 7/8. All these are good for little dart points or small knives. Yeah. So I'll show 2 of these up close. Yeah, I'll take a picture of that. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna move on to the next video. Yeah, I'll take a picture of that for the thumbnail. All right, that's it.